Good afternoon, everybody. Naima Singletary here, Billion-Dollar-Courage.com. I love saying that. It's so strong. Billion-Dollar-Courage.com. Today is Monday, May 28th, Memorial Day. And yesterday, Katie Couric tweeted that there are 1.8 million World War vets still alive and that her dad is one of them. So shout out to the vets. Thank you. And so, moving along, today's topic is labels are for losers. And I wasn't sure how to title it, but I knew that the intention was to express that labeling yourself and labeling others doesn't serve you. It really keeps you in a box, and that box, it's a lot of fear in that box. When I say that box, I mean whatever box you have created for yourself. Just like so many of us do. For example, the box of black women are like this, or the box that Generation X behaves this way, or the box that accountants over the age of 40 live and think and eat this way, or the belief that divorced people live like this or think like any kind of labeling that causes you to make a quick snap decision is really, one, fear-based, and two, it's lack of knowledge, because people change. Not every person who falls into the category of A, B, and C will dish out E, F, and G. And so I want to deal with it from the fear aspect of it, because so many of us have labeled ourselves a certain way based on our experiences and who we have decided who we are. And that label is holding us back from designing our lives to be whatever it is that we really, really want. And so the problem with having the label is, no matter how much you want something, if you have a label and this fear that you are X, Y, and Z, it will continuously block you from taking that step to wherever it is that you're trying to go. And year after year, you'll be frustrated that, oh, I want to do this. I've been wanting to do this for so bad, but I'm just this. I'm just afraid, or once this happens, or once I can figure this out, or there's all these excuses that get in the way because you have placed yourself in this unserving box. So, one of the first things, first of all, I think a lot of people don't even realize that they've labeled themselves. One of the best way to find out how much you use the label system, the biggest way, is to look at how you view other people who are living a life different from yours. So for example, TV is a good way to do this. You go look at TV, you go look at reality TV, and that's probably a stretch, but it's just an example. Any TV, a sitcom, whatever, or even the people in your everyday life, you look at how someone is living their life and look at how you judge them, how you assess them, and what you say what they should or should not be doing. And typically the people closest to you is a good way to do this. If you have sisters and brothers, if you have cousins, your aunts, your uncles, look at the life that they're living, the things that they do, and how you assess that. Oh, she shouldn't be doing this. Oh, she shouldn't be dating him. Oh, she's this, so she shouldn't. Oh, she's a mom, so she's over 40, so she shouldn't. Or she's a this, or she's a that. That kind of labeling. Look at how you are assessing people and the lives that they live and the decisions that they make, because that will help you to understand how you may be subconsciously viewing yourself. I wish I had an example. Maybe I can think of one. I've never really put myself in a box. I wanted to come up with an example of how I put myself in a box of what I can and cannot do. Or maybe just a way that you think. Here's a good example where I didn't put myself in a box, but it's just a thought that I never had and somebody brought it to my attention. I work out regularly. And I've been going to 24-hour fitness, and I'm getting bored with 24-hour fitness. And so I want a boot camp. And I found a boot camp that's like about 20 minutes from where I live, and I really want to enroll in the boot camp, but it's 20 minutes away, it's 5 days a week, and it starts at 6 in the morning. And getting there can be a bit of a hassle for me because I don't always have a car. And so this young lady who I hired to be my nutritionist, Rashima Holmes, shout out to Rashima Holmes, she said, why don't you teach the boot camp? And I thought to myself, oh my God, I never even thought of that. Now, I never felt like I could, it's not like I ever thought, well, I can't teach fitness classes, but I had just never had the thought. So that's not the best example of putting yourself in a box, but it's an example of how you could or could not be thinking of yourself in a certain kind of a way. So it's really important that if you are living in a box, which most people are, because most people just are not living their dreams. And if you're not living your dreams, you feel like you don't deserve it and you're in some kind of a box. And you've labeled yourself as, oh, those are successful people who are lucky, who are, they have personality, they have money, they have, parents and friends and whatever, all this other favor that you create in your mind is the reason for why other people can do something and you can't, is because of the label that you have about yourself. And the reality is you are what you say you are. Everybody will talk, they will have opinions, they will have judgments, but you are what you say you are. So here's a good one. Oh my goodness, here's a great label about the African American race and our diets, right? That, for example, oh, here's a good one. My sister, there was a food that there's a certain food that she really likes to eat, and I can't remember what the food is. And gosh, I wish I could remember. Anyway, it was a certain food. Let's just say it was yogurt, right? And some of her friends said, what are you doing eating that? That's white people food, right? And my sister said, she said to them, she didn't know there was a such thing as white people food. And so that's a very good example of a label where you label yourself as, oh, you're black, so you behave and you live and you eat this way, and they're white, so they behave and they eat and they live this way. The same could hold true for, you see a woman that's over 40 and she's dressing a certain way, she lives a certain, she sleeps with several men, she wears short skirts, and so automatically she's labeled as all kind of labels, loose, as all these things, when who said a woman over 40 can't be that? It's because people expect women of a certain age to behave a certain way. And so a lot of women over 40 who would rather have a different kind of a lifestyle, they don't live that lifestyle because of fear of what other people will think and say and believe about them. And here's the thing. As long as you live in the fear of what other people think and say about you, you will do nothing. The courage to do what you want to do, to live the life that you want to live, to say what you need to say is everything. And here's the thing. People will have something to say about you whether you say it or whether you don't. Either you're going to speak your mind and you're going to be a big mouth, know-it-all bitch, or you're not going to say anything and then you're going to be a punk, you're going to be a pussy, you're not going to be caring, or you're going to be too sweet, too docile, lack leadership. You're always going to be talked about. And here's the thing, life is short. So you need to live out what you want to live out so you don't have any regrets later in life. So your life can be worthy and you won't just be taking up space on this planet. So look at the labels that you have for yourself. Do you feel like, oh, because you're divorced and a mother of 3 children and don't have a college education, therefore you can't be anything? Think about that. Or is it because you think that because you're 20 and you don't have a lot of money, though you may have all this knowledge about something, that you can't teach other people? I had a conversation with a young lady the other day. She's pursuing her bachelor's in some kind of marketing, specialized marketing area. She's 21 and she says that she feels like she has all the knowledge to be able to teach, I think, holistic form of being a small business owner. And she said her concern is people taking her serious because she's 21 and people feeling like they can't teach her. And some people will feel like that, but those are not your clients. And so it's just a matter of having the confidence and the courage and the belief that you have the knowledge, you have the skills, that you can attract those clients and that you can teach them and that you have something of value to offer. So I want women to rid themselves of their labels, their self-prescribed labels, because what everyone else thinks is garbage. It doesn't matter. unless someone is having some kind of an influence in your life that's significant, unless they are somebody who is helping you to bring your dreams to life, so that they're not just dreams in the back of your head or something that's stuck off in that bubble that you just think about when you're pissed off or when you have some downtime in your day. Those people who are helping you to really realize yourself and to be the better part of yourself, they matter. And then even at the end of the day, it's what you say. It's what you believe. So develop new labels and be ready to shift and shake, because a label that could be serving today may not be serving tomorrow. So that's the message for today. Labels are for losers. Get rid of them. They're not going to help you do anything. You're going to stay right there in your pitiful label, being the same old person that you've always been, and it sucks. And nobody cares about it. It doesn't serve anybody. You're not going to help anybody else being that way. And it's just a really pitiful way to live. It sucks to live under this label of I'm this, therefore I have to act this way my whole damn life. And you're not going to get anywhere in life behaving that way, thinking that way, believing that way. So, labels are for losers. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Naima Singletary, BillionDollarCourage.com.